Shir sponsor Learn Nishmas Ambak Shalom Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Bava Kamo Daf Tezvov. We're starting at 2 dots, 6 lines down the page. Says the Gemara, Noshim Bichlal HaNezek. Learn that a woman also need to pay for the nezek. We know that. Omar Vido Marav Chetan Ver Bishmol Omar Ko Ish or Isha Kiyas Mikol Chatois. Isha, they do anything wrong. We're comparing a woman to a man, and anything has to do with punishment. You have the mishpatim, you have the dinim. So another pasuk, we compare the man and the woman to any din of the Torah. It says regarding the shore that kills the Isha. So here refers to the fact that the Isha died. And you learn from here, to any Mitzvah that you compare killing a man or a woman. Same with Tzrichi, and yet Tzrichus of all three. The Yeshvin and Kamaiso, the first one, we're talking about the Chatois. She did a chet. She needs to rectify the chet. How exactly she will do that? She does that with the kapara. The Torah allowed her to do kapara. I mean, the Torah gave her the inclusion with the kapara. Aval dinim ish devar masu motanim isholoi. We speak about mishpatim dinim masu maton. That belongs more to the man than to the woman. So maybe there a man will be part of it, but not a woman. Dinim is dinim ominous. Most of them is dinim ominous. Dinim ominous, nizikin. I would say this is something that I need the woman to be able to have a livelihood. So that's why she's included. Aval kaparo ishtabar mitzvahim isho delapas mitzvah. We talk about kaparo, meaning the fact that if when you need to have a kaparo regarding the chatois, maybe a man who belongs to mitzvahs more than a woman, he gets kapara, a woman not. The first two, by Averis Yav kapara, by dinim ominous, we need livelihood. Aval and kato regarding death, ish bar mitzvah shan koifer ishaloi. But regarding death, meaning you have to pay for the death. That's the koifer that a shore pays. Maybe when a man dies, you took away someone who was able to perform all the mitzvahs. So then you have to give a kapara. But by women, not. Talk about koifer. By koifer, there's a loss of life. The first two, there's no even the shoma, maybe not. So therefore, tzricha, I need all three. Tell me that Isha is included in all of them. They're all part of the same thing. Just maybe to mention that the Tosfos speaks over here. This Gemara is also brought down in Maseches Kiddushin. Part of it regarding what's the idea of dinim. Can a woman be a dayan? And it says Elam mishpatim shetasim lifneihem, referring to the dayanim, and a woman can't be a dayan. So they speaks about it. How do you put a woman over here? Okay. Says the Gemara, one more mention over here, just to mention it. When the last pasuk Gemara brings, they're called Misish V'Torah. We said the Chavim Alei Misu Koifer, right? You're chayav for killing her. Now he says, and we're not talking about a woman who killed. So in this we have the Rashba says, what is the source of a woman killed? We have a source for dinim, we have a source kapara. We don't have a source for a woman who's killed. We have a source when a woman gets killed. What about a woman who is killing? Does she have a kofer? The Rashba says we don't have for that a source. Okay. Says the Gemara, Anizak v'amazik tashlovim. Right? So you have when you have, as the Gemara was going to say, when you have a short time, he pays only half a nezek. So the one who damaged and the one who was the damager, and the one who got damaged, They're both participating because each one gets only half. One pays half, one loses half. Says the more now, this is the very sadistic sugya, very sadistic Gemara that teaches us what is the din of Karen. Pal Ganizko, what is it? That's considered to be moment, meaning that's the right amount to pay. It's a knas. You're not supposed to pay anything. You're paying something. A shar, in general, is not guarded. You can't assume that he's guarded, he's going to be doing okay. Really, he should have paid the whole thing. Chwana said, no, I'm not going to make you pay the whole thing. The shar didn't have a kamud, so the Torah had Rachmanas, so to speak, on the mazik. He wasn't aware, he didn't know what's going to happen. They gave him a little bit of a break. It's knas. I can assume that a shor is shomer, is guarded, meaning in the normal, natural way, a shor is considered to be guarded. He's not going to go out and do a nezik. Really, he should not pay anything. Rachmana came and was claiming the owner. So a person should guard his shor more than what is normal, to make sure that the shor does not go. So therefore you have to pay, but you don't really have to pay what you need to. You're paying more. That's a knas. Knas means any payment that you're not supposed to pay, and it's extra payment, a fine. Something more today, our Mishnah says they both participate in the shul. Really, you have to pay the whole thing, and we pay half. That's why the nizak is participating. The one who got damaged, he really needs to get the full payment. The Torah said no, so he's losing half. Really, it's a knas. You're not supposed to pay anything. Now that the nizak, the one who got damaged, is taking something he doesn't deserve, because the shor is because kashimor. But tashlum yesay, how can you say that he's participating in the payment? Says the Gemara, at the end of the day, once the Torah says they have to pay, now the Torah limited, as we learned earlier in the Masechta, that if the nevela was worth 50, and now it went down to 40, the one who loses that 10 is the nizak, is the one who got damaged. So we saw already in the beginning. That's what we learned, that's what we said earlier in Daf Yud. The Gemara said that from here you see the owners taking care of the nevela. So they need two mishnayos. One talk to me about shor tam, one about shor mud. I need both. He didn't even come wood. So then you say that's our mishnah. So then you say the nizak needs to take care of the nevela. It's one of the achrayas of the nizak. Of a mud that he already is mud, might be there. The damager needs to pay much more. And he's paying the whole thing. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little break on the nevela. Aval tam, it doesn't mean the whole thing. That's why I need to tell you two mishnayos. Says the Gemara, Toshma. So, as the Ushay pointed out, even though the nizak doesn't really deserve anything, but once the Torah gave him something and he loses the pchas nevelo, it's considered to be that he's losing something. He's participating over here. Say what Toshma ma bin tam lemut. What's the difference between tam and lemut? Shatam mishal chatzir nezek mi gufoy, pays half a nezek, and he pays from his own body. In other words, if he's not worth that value, he doesn't pay it. Umud mishal nezek shal. The mud has to pay the full nezek. Mina aliyah. Mina aliyah means literally means from the roof, or from the best. Two ways to understand it. But it means to say from you go to the owner and you take it from there. If you want to tell me that you have the payment of a tam, of a short time is knas, we have a rule. Moide beknas, potter. Someone who admits a knas is potter. So if you're saying that the payment of a short tam is a knas, if he admits he's potter. So why do you say it? Says the more Tana Vishir. You're right, you could have said that. But sometimes the Tana did not say all the differences between Tam and Mud. And this is one of the things you left out. And this is it. So well, my shear, dash shear, the rule is whenever you leave something out, you need to leave at least 2 things out. What else do you leave out? So what shear chatzi kofer? They have a kofer, which means, as Rashi explains, he should have paid a short muad when he kills out, he has to pay kofer. Short time needs to pay what? Half a kofer. But he pays 0. He has no kofer at all. So that's what you want to say. There's no difference between short time and muad. Is there a payment of kofer? Same way, that's not a raya. That's not considered to be an exclusion. Hamani basically holds that Tam does have pay half a kofer. And why did he mention that? Because we already said half an ezek and an ezek. So we know Tam is half of a muad. So that it said. So according to basically, we don't have that shear. Says the Gemara, just to point out, there's a very long, interesting thesis over here. It has to do more with the Gemara L'Kamon. Toshma says the Gemara Daf, this volume base. He meets Shoyri exploiting. My axe gored this person. He admits it. Or Shorish plenty. Or he gored the Shor plenty. Harezi Mishal Piatzwe. He pays on his own. My labita. So you see it's not a class. Because the class you don't pay on your own. So we'll talk about a Shor mod. Aval tam, but tam what? My achinavi day Mishal Piatzwe. We want to tell you by time you don't pay if he admits. If so, look at the next part of the brisa. He meets Shoris Avdush Ploini if my axe gored a evet, a slave. They don't pay al piatz because a evet, you don't pay the value of the evet. You always pay shloishim sloim, which is a knas. It's a fixed amount. You should have divided, say, why are you going into the evet? Speak about the shor. But time you don't pay and if he admits. Says the more cool b'mud kamay. Right? The Torah speaks about mud, meaning the Mishnah speaking about mud. I want to say that this is a mud. You're right. You could have mud shifted from mud to tam. Speak about shor. I want to speak about mud himself. Said mud usually pays on his own, except if he gored a slave. Toshma, where is another raya is that cloud called Misham Yoisel Mashizik. Someone who pays more than he needs to, ain't no shal pias, doesn't pay on his own. If he pays less than his damage, Mishalim, which is Chatzin Ezek, is paying less than his damage. So mashma, that's not a knas, you pay on your own. So the more no, don't say ha-pochos. Say ha-kama she'izik Mishalim. If he pays exactly what he damages, then if he admits he pays. If it's less or more, ha-pochos or racer, then you don't have to pay answer. Says more of a pochos my achinami do mishan. If that's the case, yachinatani is that clown. If now that we said the rule, call him sham yoisla mashezik and misham piatzoi. So the rule, anybody who pays more than his damage, you don't pay up piatzoi. Leave these that clown. Why don't you just say the rule is kol sheinu mashalim kama sheizik? To say anybody who does not pay exactly what he damaged, either more or less, the mashal pochos mashal yoisla. So l'chor mashal over here. The fact that you're just saying the rule, the only kamashi, you don't say kamashi, you're just saying yoiser. Actually, less is always what? It's not a kras. Tiyufto, that's a tiyufto. To the mandoma that said, palganisko, knoso. But half an ezek is a kras. Says the Gemara, v'yichaso palganisko knoso. The halacha is the half an ezek is a kras. So what, tiyufto v'yichaso? I mean, you just had a question. A starker question, tiyufto. And then he said, Allah, yeah, because we haven't answered the question. What's the question? Doesn't say the Meldizik. Lipsically, he didn't want to just say that word. Anybody doesn't pay what he damaged, so then it's a class. Why not? Tzrois was when the animal goes and kicks on something and it flies in the air, which we'll learn by the next parak and left. So he did not hit directly, hit by flying in the air. So, now we have a halacha from Sinai. That's a moment. If you earlier we learned that it's a machlokes rishonim with halacha from Sinai that it's a moment. Halacha from Sinai that's regular. Okay, that's what we didn't mention. We didn't want to say anybody pays. Anybody does not pay what he was mazik, so it's a knas because sometimes you pay less than your mazik, but it's not a knas like service. So what pocket is a cross, and now that you told me that the half an ezek is a cross. Merely what? I kalbo dochel imri. You have a dog that ate cattle, they ate sheep. The shun and a cat that ate a chicken. Mishuno, it's strange. Now go in Bava. Why? Because by Bava you don't take knas. Now you see over here, the definition is not kavanos lazik. Doesn't say that he's intending to do it. It says mishuno. It's different. And here you see this heard from Rabbi Shlita that the definition of a Karen, how do you define Karen? Not that he's intending to be mazik, but that he's strange. He's doing something out of the ordinary. So this is out of the ordinary. A dog eating a sheep is out of the ordinary. So how do you do the but if it's small, meaning small sheep, it's normal. Now in the case that you don't do this judgment in Bava, if you did toifes, you don't take away from him. So the Rishonim say it, like one interesting way is, Beis Din cannot deal with this. They cannot go and extract money from the one who got damaged. They also can't extract the money from the one who's damaging. Obviously, he only can hold on, as Trace points out over here, to the mazik himself. He only can hold on to the shark. If not, he'll never say, he's going to go to someone's house, take his entire house. Only he can take the damaging item. If he did not hold on to something, he says, I want to go to Eretz Yisrael where they do judge classes. Conveniently, your could be a friend. If he doesn't want to go, shatirli, put him to chayim. In the meantime, put him in chayim. Until he removes the nezik that bothers people. How do you know a person should not have a bad dog in his house? How do not have a bad falling ladder in his house? Don't put blood in your house. From here you learn not to have a bad dog, not to have also a bad shar in your house. Now, just to mention over here, a preview of the Shul Machshava that's going to be going out tonight, but what's the pasuk? Lo yisosim dovim v'sechel. It speaks about a makeh, about putting a fence on your roof. And then you learn about a dog and a ladder. Why this? So it's not lo yisosim because these words are actual. So tosim dovim v'sechel. It says put a fence, then don't let anybody to fall. Why have to have lo yisosim dovim v'sechel? That's a bunch of shop. We spoke a little bit more. Just to mention the Vilna Gaon. The Vilna Gaon says that a person is divided into three chalokim. He has the nefesh, ruach, neshama. Nefesh is the bottom part, which is equivalent to a dog, because the dog is considered to be a kaved. The kelev is kaved lev, liver lev. That's where the nefesh is. The ruach is in the heart, and the neshama is above in the seichel. And the ruach, this part in the middle, connects the top and the bottom. So says the Goyen, we talk about three itzaros. Dog, connected to the kaved. You have the makeh that goes on the roof, that's the neshama. And the connector between the bottom and the top is the sulam. So connected the three chalak and the neshama, we speak about three nizakim, because kayadu, as we spoke about before, earlier in the sector, that only zakim represents the bad in the world. So these bad things are connected, correspond to the three things, the three chalchil neshama the person has in his body. And going back, the Tzvi points out that this is a din in the house. You never allowed to damage. But there's a special din that your house should not have damages in it. Should not be missing a fence on the roof. Should not be having a bad dog in it. Should not have a ladder in it. And that's what the Tzvi says, that's the pshat. And the Sifri brought that in the Bava. Also learned it, that if you have a house less than 4x4, you don't have to put a makeh. You don't have to put a fence. Why not? Someone could fall. It's a spoil. That's why it's a din in the house. And if you take the Vilna Gaon, the idea is the human being is compared to that house. He is kivyochel the house, meaning he is that Dora Shol, the three stages that is equivalent to the house, and that is the Adam. That's the three things that are learned all to the pasuk of Makeh. Okay, we'll stop over here because really from the Mishnah starts a new sugya that goes into the next Amud. So we'll leave it Be'ez Hashem for Shabbos. Good Shabbos, everybody, and Be'ez Hashem we will have the recording of the Shabbos daf after Shabbos.